Hello everybody and welcome back to Victoria 2, where we are about to get the last tech point increasing tech that I know of, which is going to be fantastic. Absolutely wonderful for us. Because that is going to get us a substantial number of tech points. And we are about to get that 23 September. So right now, fantastic. We're making almost 30 tech points a day. Now, the next thing that we're going to rush is nationalism and imperialism. We're going to need to get state and government, but that's going to give us a max national focus. I don't think that's going to actually bring us up to 2 out of 2 national focus, unfortunately. I think that's just going to increase our maximum, not our minimum, which is a bit unfortunate, but we'll see. But look at that, we're just flying through that tech. 5 March 1918, well under a year for that. And then we're going to go for nationalism. Oh, hello. Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. We're going to go for nationalism and imperialism after that, exclusively because that will allow us to start coring these states over here, which are very important to us, and we do not want to lose them. Also, we can go ahead and repay, I think, all of this loan, or very close to it. Very close to it. There we go. Now we've got ourselves in debt to the Russians of about 1,600 pounds, but we'll get rid of that. Okay, so at this point, we're up over 11% literacy. That's nice. Clergymen are now up to 1.7% of the population, so that's continuing to increase. So we are getting 30 research points every single day, which is absolutely huge. And then once we get the ability to core, my understanding is in this game, it's just random events. You just get the tech, and then if it's adjacent, and or if you have a majority of an accepted culture, then you can get a random event to core it. At least based on the research that I did. And doing that should put us in much more stable control over those regions, in terms of, you know, the great powers just giving them away. Which is very rude of them, and I wish they wouldn't do that. But regardless, we've got ourselves our nice little niche over here. We still can't colonize, which is unfortunate. But these states over, or rather these provinces over here, they're never going to be colonized by anyone else because we control the states relevant, and you colonize on a state basis. So if we were to get the ability to colonize, which you have to be in the top 16 to do that, so it may not end up happening, then we would just get these provinces for free. I mean, they're not very valuable provinces, so I'm not too concerned, although coffee isn't bad. But anyway, state and government is coming in presently. So 4784, which will be right now. Excellent. And yeah, that didn't increase our minimum national focus, just our maximum, which is a little unfortunate, but we're going nationalism and imperialism next so that we can go for those cores. That's going to take a little bit longer, in that it's going to take until 2 November of this same year. So that's not too bad. And then we're going to go for organic chemistry after that. And we're probably going to continue working on industry, realistically. We can also pay off the remainder of our loan. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Fantastic. We're taxing everybody at 50%, and I think that's honestly fine. Like, realistically, for right now, I think this is a-okay. Once we get nationalism and imperialism researched, we should, theoretically, unless I'm missing something, start being able to core these territories. Existentialism is now discovered, so that increases our prestige. Always nice. We are gaining prestige at the rate of 0.02 every something. I don't think it's daily. I really don't think it's daily. It may be monthly. I don't think it's annually. Although maybe it's annually. But we should stop taking the prestige hits from declining the Sokoto event. So that's a thing. And hey, we're up over 30 research points. I like it. That's a very, very good thing. So 1 November 1918 is not too far away. Our amount of money is creeping up. We're going to need to save that up for a little bit, though. We're still working on... Oh, Egypt went bankrupt. Oh, boy. Good job, Egypt. I mean, they're sphered with the UK. Hypothetically, they're also allied with the UK and Bulgaria. So I was going to say, hypothetically, if we were to declare war on them, and I'm not going to do this... Does this even say who would join? It doesn't. Oh, it does if we tab over... If we mouse over this. They're protected by the UK and Bulgaria. I mean, I wasn't planning to declare on them anyway. I was just interested. Suffragette movements, that's good. You can do that. That's fine. I'll pass it as soon as I can. We just don't have the tech. $1 November, huh? Okay. How are we doing on our trades? This is all set to automated, right? Yes, indeed it is. Okay. So I think the way... Well... I think the way the stockpile is supposed to work is that goods we produce get stockpiled and we don't try to buy it in the stockpile, is my theory? So, like, for example, if we were to do coal, we have 0% of the world production. Oh, right, because it was all coming from Sokoto. Rude. Very rude. We could gain 5 prestige, 5.5 prestige, or we could lose 5 prestige. This is a women's rights thing. Let's bask in the glow of this little gem of international renown that just fell into our lap. Conservatives are going to be a little salty, but they can do that. I'm not too concerned. 5.5 prestige is actually a big deal. That's quite a lot of prestige, in fact. And the other good news is nationalism and imperialism will be finishing very soon. Egypt currently has a military score of 36. UK discredited France, Austria-Hungary discredited the USA, we got the repaid debt CB against Egypt, Egypt went bankrupt. That is all well known, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Okay, this is a level 4 tech, so this is the same level of speed as we're going to get organic chemistry in. I don't know, maybe we should go for the admin efficiency, factory efficiency tech, mining and farming output. Maybe we should go for these commerces first. Although, maybe we go organic chemistry for the dye factory, and then we come back. But there we go. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go organic chemistry for the dye factory. And then we'll come back here and start going through the commerce tree. As far as the army tree goes, I mean, we're behind, and we're gonna be behind, and there's not a lot we can do about that at this point. We're catching up in tech, though, making 30 research points per day. That's pretty solid. I just want to be able to make that dye factory ASAP. Of course, there's also the fuel refinery that allows. We may want to consider building a fuel refinery in one of our other states. So if we show our empty states here, we can see Ethiopia, Amhara, Eritrea, Oromia, and Gondar Tigray. None of them actually have anything. Now, Eritrea would be the best place to build factories because of the infrastructure. We can't build good infrastructure in these mountainous regions. Although, we can build a railroad here. Mission to civilize. Okay. Min life rating minus 10%, colonial prestige plus 10%, diplomatic points plus 20%. It's interesting. We can actually expand our railroad here. Is there an infrastructure map mode where we can, like, see where we can expand? I'm not sure if this actually shows where we can expand or not, or if it just shows the level of infrastructure in the area. I don't know, but we'll find out. Organic chemistry will be done on 30 August of 1919. Ionian Islands went bankrupt. Oh my. What are you guys doing over there, huh? I don't know what they're doing. Going bankrupt, apparently. I don't know how anybody's going bankrupt, honestly. Separatism. Oh boy, that's, not necessarily a good discovery. In fact, I'd say that's pretty actively a bad discovery. Does that mean that we're going to be getting actual increases of these? I don't know, the communists are, actually thinking about rising. Well, they can do that. I mean, we've already seized the means of production, so... Colonial migration, that's nice. We need to have 5 free colonial power points to create a protectorate. How many do we have? We have 0. How rapidly are we gaining said points? I'm guessing we're not? Is there colonial power? Hang on, this isn't us. I mean, I can see that we have 0 colonial power here. But there's no decimal, it doesn't show how much we're gaining. We've been getting text to increase our gain, but they've just been percentages. And a 5% increase over 0 is, of course, still 0. So it may or may not be a thing. I don't know. Let's see, we've got some forts expanding over here. I'd like to do a fort here. We've got our fort there already. I mean, I'd like to build forts basically everywhere. Massawa would actually be a really good place to build a fort, though, because they've been wanting to land there. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to save the rest of our money for a dye factory in Kordofan, because this is going to be done on 28 August. Attack on the workhouse. Enraged over their social situation, the lack of work, and the government's policies, an angry mob of unemployed workers, spurred on by agitation from local troublemakers, has attacked the workhouse in one of our provinces. Several workhouse buildings have been looted, and bread and supplies to a total value of several thousands have been stolen. Local officials have been swift in putting down the attack and in arresting the ringleaders, but the incident will have lasting effects for years. What directives do we give the cabinet on the issue? What's the government's position? Well, there could be legitimate grievances. That would give us plurality, which increases our tech points. This loses plurality and gains militancy. This makes them more liberal, which I'm kind of okay with. I mean, if liberals win the election, then we just kick them out. Like, the only reason I'm not okay with them is because they kill our subsidies on the factories. Otherwise, I'm completely fine with them. So, let's do that. And we'll see, does that increase our plurality bonus here? It doesn't appear to. That's a bit unfortunate. But oh well, we're just kind of cruising through the tech at this point. Which is good, because the game is going to be over in, like, a couple of, well, about 15 years. But that's okay. So, this is going to be finishing up very, very shortly indeed. And I'm not sure we're going to have the money to build a dye factory. Of course, we are importing coal now, which is a bit of a problem. We built a fort in Obeid. That's fine. Well, let's go ahead and check how much a dye factory will cost, and more importantly, what the inputs to it are. Supply limit increase is nice too, but the next thing we're going to research is definitely going to be private bank money bill printing, because that gives us a chance at 3% more tax efficiency, which will be fantastic. And then let's go ahead and look at a dye factory here. What do you take as input, and how much do you cost? We still can't build one? Is that an invention that we need? Yes, that's an invention. Okay. We have a 4% monthly chance to get that. That's fine. However, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and next episode, we're going to see if we get that invention. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.